Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a DBV-152. It's a tier 10 Czech reward tank. It's located on the south spawn of Malinovka, and it's under the command of Aurorik78 of SAMS.
Time to attend some very important business.
Game on!
Moving to support your position.
Well, it's one of the new tanks, but it's actually turned out to be quite a popular tank at that. 152mm main gun, capable of doing 800 alpha and doing that sort of damage. 791 hit points with his first shot right from the start of the game. Now, he's not going to go out any further, but from this position, he can get shots on the enemy tanks that are being spotted by the Manticore, who's gone to the center line. And another shot, but this time round it ammo racks the Object 268 version 5. Oh, Arty. Yes. Well, that landed nearby, but it didn't hit us, but it did stun us. And it looks like the Arty are focusing on us at the moment, mainly because we got the first kill of the game. Yeah, so it was a bit of a surprise when the DBV-152 came out, because of course it's not your usual alpha for a 152mm gun, and he's just done it again. An Object 268 this time, and the Manticore's loving it because he's getting the spotting off this. He will be really laughing. Okay, well, that was in our general direction, but it wasn't actually at us. That shell was at the Minotauro, who's in the house, inside the house at the time. And of course, that makes it a fairly easy hit. Now, that one didn't actually do any damage. The reload is actually quite long, 19.65 by the book, but you can see here, Aurorik's got 15.47. And he's been playing this tank destroyer a lot. As you know, Aurorik is a light tank specialist. He loves light tanks. In fact, plays them more than any other type in the game. But he actually does enjoy other vehicles. And he is an enthusiast of the game. So he likes to get good at anything he plays. And why shouldn't he? Because that's the way Arty players feel as well. They're good at Arty, but they love playing other tanks as well, to prove that they are capable. Looks like our Arty are having a bit of fun as well, because that Object 268 version 4 just took a hit. Nice. Believes that there's somebody in that bush over there. I wouldn't put it past them to actually try and push somebody up onto that corner. Yep, he's testing the water. The ammo capacity of this vehicle, 35 rounds in total, and he has fired a few already. Now, as I said, standard is 800 alpha, but he does actually have some HE rounds, which are capable of 980 alpha, but only 76mm of pen. And in a tier 10 game, it's probably better for him to keep those rounds for the very lightly armored vehicles that the enemy side have. And of course, they do have a few. The the AMX-13105, very thinly armored. And of course, both Artys. The enemy team has got an Object 261 and a T92 HMC. Okay, we're likely to get spotted as we cut that cross, but no, we weren't. So it kind of indicates to me that the enemy doesn't have a light tank in a position where he could have been seen. Pokes out to have a look. He's looking. He's been spotted. So somebody is up there and is likely to take a shot at us. Yep, there he is. That's what it was. But he actually appeared to hit the armor. Oh! It was the AMX-13105. He's got another kill. 3 kills now.
I need help.
He's almost a one-man band. But at least the Batchat 25 ton has actually been doing some work as well. And pokes his head around the corner on 268 version 4. He did get seen. Now, the worry is, of course, Arty's going to have a go. So long as he keeps moving around this rock, I mean, not just staying in the same position, he should be okay. But if he stays in the same position, I guarantee you the Arty will focus and they will hit. I know a lot of people will say, well, they can't get because the rock's in the way. No, the Arty will get it eventually. And we've got an enemy tank out in the field. But he's staying the other side of that ridge line at the moment. Oh, Gorilla 15. Now, can we get a shot on him? Well, we've got the top of him. Oh, he got a hit. Another one. Not another kill, but that Gorilla is now in a lot of trouble. And look how far up the Manticore's moved. He's right up near the enemy cap area. And now we've got another target. The T100 LT's coming to sight. Another tank with very thin armor that can be penetrated by the HE rounds. We can see where the Object 261 was. He's a long way away. Over by the inlets. Get a shot into this guy. Only if he comes around that corner. And he does! We expected him to come a bit further down. And he didn't. And the T100 is using... Well, he was popping up to go around to get onto the ramp and attack the Batchat 25 ton, but it didn't work out because the Batchat got him. So the Batchat's still on the ramp, but that enemy K91 actually is blocking him from coming up the ramp and doing even more damage. There he is. We've got a shot. No. He's being very careful not to stay too close to the ramp where he could actually get badly damaged. And of course he's moving about because of our Arty as well. Okay, there's the Bobject. Oh, that was unfortunate, but we didn't get spotted. Temptation would be for them to pop up over the ridgeline and have a go at us. And if we do get spotted, the K91 might try to take action. You see the view range on this thing is 370 meters. It's quite a long way. This might open it up for him because now he is protected by the bush. And he killed the K91. Unfortunately, the video that's actually the program, the replay, failed to show it on that moment. If I try to redo that, it'll probably kill the replay altogether. So unfortunately, I can't go back and re-watch that kill on the K91. It took me about 10 attempts to get this replay running with sound. It didn't want to play. It might be that my PC is just so potato now that it can't work. I will try and rectify that if I can, but for the moment, we have to make do with what I've got. Well, we suspect that the Object 261 is fairly close, but we've not been spotted yet. And there's the tracer coming from the enemy RT. They are near the inlet. And we know where the Hori 3 is as well. Previously over by the water on the other side of the cap, but now... Oh, another kill. That's 5. But this time round we do take a hit from the E100. So he retreats back into this little pool area. Nice little protective bowl. Now that's the FB215B, which is the British heavy tank, premium heavy tank. And he went for the bustle and he got it. But only 720 hit points, which is a low roll. But potentially he's got the high caliber now, 20% of the enemy hit pool. And he is now spotting for his team as well. He's not the only one, but the Batchat 25 ton has now got off the ramp. And the Foch 155 killed the TB. And that's another hit on the Object 268. If he can get the kill here, this will be a Top Gun. He's not loaded, but he goes in, gives it a ram, so he knocks some of the hit points off. And there's the top gun.
You're a sensitive one, ain't you?
Okay, so he's going to do the same again now to the 268. Oh, he can't kill the 261, but he does get the win, and that was a great battle. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a first-class tanker for Aurorik78 of SAMS in the DBV-152. Not the first time he's had it. He has had a first class before. He also got a demolition expert. In fact, I think he got it more than once in that game for blowing up the enemy tank with a shot and detonating their ammo rack. He also got a fire for effect for doing more damage to the hit points of his own vehicle. A bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in the game. He got 7. He got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall, at least 20% of the enemy hit pool. And on top of that, he got a top gun for getting at least 6 kills. In fact, he did get 6 exactly. He was close to getting his 7th when somebody killed the Object 261 before he could get there in time. And I think he intended to do another ram and then whack the guy with a round directly afterwards to make sure that that round had 100% effect. Well, let's have a look at the team score. Well, there you go, right at the top of the table, 7,444 hit points of damage in that game. The next highest scorer was the Leopard 1 on his team with 3,750, followed by the Batchat 25 ton, who did 3,606. When it came to kills, he's got that one too. 6 kills went to Aurorik, 3 kills went to the Batchat 25 ton, and everyone else I've got 1 kill or nothing. And in fact, only 4 kills by the enemy team at all in that game. And they were one each by the Object 279E, the Gorilla 15, the FV215B, and the Hori 3. And when it came to base XP, yes, he got that one too. So he's got the top in all 3 columns. And he's one of only 2 players who managed to get over 1,000 base in that game. He got 1,138, while the Batchat 25 ton did 1,108. And in third place, the Manticore, who picked up a patrol duty and got 965. So he was spotting, the only one spotting 6 enemy tanks whilst they were being damaged. And our Object 261 got a Confederate because he was spreading the Arty love on as many enemy tanks as he could to have an effect. And you could see some of those shells landing on the Bobjects and other vehicles. So let's have a look at detail. He fired only 16 rounds, but 11 of those were direct hits. So he was on target, and some of those shots were the blind shots that he fired. 10 penetrations, 7,444 hit points, of which 5,313 were at more than 300 meters. So he was doing long-range shooting very accurately. He received 2 hits. 1 was penetration, 1 non-penetration, and 3 hits by way of splash. 390 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 9 enemy vehicles damaged, 6 killed, and 891 hit points of spotting assist in that game. On a premium count, he actually made a profit of 79,267 credits, and there was no bonuses in that, so that was just sheer hard work. And he also got 7 bonds because it was tier 10, and 12,887 experience points, including getting a mission completion of 3,414. So first battle has been completed. He's got a first class, a high caliber, and a top gun. He has sent us more replays, so let's have a look at those. The second replay is on the Mountain Pass map, and he's on the South Spawn.
Shall we dance?
Game on. Well, this replay started quite a bit easier than the last one. As I said, that had a lot of trouble trying to get the replay to work. But this one seems to have started okay, and we've got sound. Rear-mounted turret means front-mounted engine. And that means it's normally only the driver who's up front and vulnerable, and the rest of the crew is sitting at the back in the turret. Now, vehicles like this normally have no problem side scraping. But remember, this map has been changed quite a bit over the past few months. So basically it is a new map for a lot of people. And the enemy's already here. In fact, there's an STB-1 But he doesn't go for us, he goes for somebody else. But we do take a round from the Udis. And the Udis has gone down after he got one hit. But he didn't get the kill. The kill went to the SDB-1 on our team. And he's reloaded. 15.66 is the time. He's using food. Pushes forward. Means the Udis is going to be in trouble. Or not the Udis, it's the... Okay. And he pumps one into the SDB-1, who does take the hit, and he's following us. But he doesn't survive. The Stinger gets him in the end. Okay, so he did take a hit there. So he's taken 2. And it was a heat round as well. Now, the armor's not particularly strong. It's only 70 millimeters at the front of the hull. And 140. But, oh, he's got another kill. Well, it's another kill. It's his first kill of this game. Yes, that Object 432 is another tank with a rear mounted. Oh, look at this. Hello. And he nukes the Batchat coming down from on top of him where he's got virtually no armor. The shell went right through him and must have blown him to pieces. Good shot. Okay, lovely. He's got an E900. At long range, takes a hit, but it's a low roll. And you can rinse and repeat that if the E900 stays where he is. Okay, he's going to ignore that, and he's actually going all the way down to the ice road.
Acknowledged.
Oh, those guys are having fun. The Blesk with his cannon. Blasting away. Got a groom to our left, though. Okay, he waited, and it's a good idea to hold. The Super Conqueror dies. E900 backs up.
See you later, sunshine.
And he's out the game as well. So that's the third kill for Aurorik78. And now we're going after the groom. He's not even loaded yet, but he's still going. Now, will he go to the right? I think he wants to go the same side of the STB. Okay. And there's the kill. 4 kills. The STB-1 served him up, and Aurorik finished him off. Okay, the enemy Arty, the M40, M43. Can he get the kill? Unfortunately, not on this occasion. The STB-1 claims that one. But there's only one enemy tank left. Or is it? No, it's not one enemy tank. It's 4 enemy tanks. What are you saying? So he can do it.
You didn't want to let me get in your sights. On to the next.
Goes low plate. Oh! Now that looked like it actually hit the hit the tracks or the armor on the gun. So he didn't get that one. But he does get that one in. So now he's got the high caliber. 20% of the enemy hit full. Oh. Unfortunately, now there is only one enemy tank left. The Kampfpanzer EK1 is the last one. And he's up on top of the hill. And that's the end of the game. He goes down. So sadly, we got wiped out in that one. Here's the end of battle stats. And that one was the second class tanker for Aurorik78 of SAMS in the DBV-152. He managed to get a fighter badge in this one for getting at least 4 or 5 kills in a game. He actually got 4. He also managed to get a Master Gunner for getting 5 arm-penetrating shots in a row, and he got a Fire for Effect for doing more damage to the hit points of his own vehicle. And on top of that, he picked up the high caliber right at the end of the game. He got 1 shot in, which really did do a lot of damage to that Wizzy, but the Wizzy got his revenge, and unfortunately, yes, he took out Aurorik before he could do anything about it. So I think it was that one shot where he fired, and I think he hit the barrel of the Wizzy just as he was coming down the hill, and that's where he missed out. He wanted to go lower plate rather than fire it into the armor, and I think that was probably a wise decision because there was only one place that he could actually guarantee a penetrating shot, and it was lower plate. Unfortunately, the guy moved too quick for Aurorik to get it onto that target. So let's have a look at team score and see where he was. Right at the top of the table with 4,989 hit points of damage, getting the high caliber. Second highest damage in this game went to the STB-1 on our team, who also got a Confederate in 3,931. And the third highest damage in the game was the Kampfpanzer EK1. Right at the end we saw him. 3,517 hit points went to that guy. When it came to kills, we can see that Aurorik got that as well. 4 kills, but he shares it this time with the STB-1. They both got 4. 2 kills went to the Kampfpanzer EK1 on our own team, the Stinger and the UDAS 033. And when it came to base XP, he's in 3rd place. The top scorer was the STB. He got 1,131 base. And of course, as you saw, he got the Confederate, but I think he was also spotting as well for the team. 971 went to the Kampfpanzer EK1 and 935 went to Aurorik on this occasion. So he got 2 of the tops and got 3rd place on the last one. He fired only 9 rounds. Every round did hit the target, but only 8 of them penetrated. That was that last shot. Well, not the last shot that he fired, because he did get 1 shot into the Wizzy before he died, but it was the second to last shot which was blocked, and that's the one that didn't penetrate. 4,989 hit points of damage, of which 1,313 were at more than 300 meters. So you can see in this game, most of the damage was done at close range. He also got 4 hits received, and 4 of them were penetrations, unfortunately. 7 enemy vehicles damaged, 4 killed, and 154 hit points of damage assistance. Now, in this game, he earned more credits, 120,039, and that's mainly down to the fact that he got a bonus or a mission completion of 65,000, so that beefed it up. He got 32 bonds because he got another mission completion in there, and 7,785 experience points. Yes, another mission completion on that as well, so 5,612 is a nice, good one there, round figure. Well, not round, but you know what I mean, a big figure. So his second battle in this video, and he picks up another high caliber. I wonder what he can do next with his third replay. The third replay is on Safe Haven, which, as many of you know, is a Japanese port.
Time to attend some very important business.
Game on!
Oh,
Jason Statham is voicing this one.
moving in to support you.
He's been in some quite really good films, actually.
Support my position.
Moving to cover your flank.
Okay,
Support you.
who's next? Now, he's not taking a supporting role now. He's actually going out there and spotting the enemy. Just spotted 2 enemy vehicles. And we can see 2 of them, yeah, up on top of the dome area. Not the dome, not the factory either, is it, really? Over the tunnels, on top of the complex. Waiting for the enemy to come to sight. He's reloading. Not sure he connected with that, but I think the object was to try and get the Waffenträger. If he got the Waffenträger with an HE round, he might have extinguished it. Although he was full health. He thinks he's there. Okay, that one hit the concrete. And the Waffenträger is now one shot. Still reloading the HE. There he is. Legitimately, he could have expected the guy to be there. Oh! Well,
That's a nice hit.
not the target he expected it to be, but he still managed to get a big hit for 880. The unfortunate thing is he took a round for 405, and it was a heat round.
You just stay right there. Being stuck here isn't ideal.
He's got his first kill.
Turks back in action.
Yes, he did take a hit. And the T-57 Heavy is determined to come down here and deal with him. But it could be the T-57 Heavy's last move.
Don't get too cocky. We'll be back for you later. Take it easy. Tanks brand new.
Well, he put it in through the side. Took a round from the 120mm gun. But it was a low roll for 392. And now the T-57 Heavy is a one-shot. So I don't think that guy's going to last very long. Yet, in fact, he ends up getting killed by the Kampfpanzer 50 ton. I'm sorry that the replay is very slow. It seems to be being very jinxed by all this heavy action. Okay, Cobra up there. So he can expose himself. Yes, he does. And that's into the side. And he goes down as well, taken out by the Forest Spirit, who must have thought, yes, Christmas had come early. And now we've got a gorilla. Now, we haven't got any HE rounds to load, but the gorilla is probably not going to like this. Oh, he does get a hit. Low roll for 795. Unfortunately, he fires one back, but it's an HE round. And he only gets 197. And then he goes down. We're way over the enemy at the moment, and that T-92 has decided to stick around, which is a bad move because the Leopard taught him a lesson. In fact, actually, it wasn't the Leopard, it was a Skoda T-56 who managed to get him from some distance away because that guy's on top of the complex. But the Leopard would have got him anyway. So, only the one kill so far, but yes, we'll have that. And he gets a hit. 825 doesn't kill him, but somebody else did. And that turned out to be the mouse. There's only 2 enemies remaining in this game. The IS-32 and an SU-130PM. As far as we know, the SU-130PM is a long way away. He's right over in the corner, northwest corner of the map. So we've got to motor quite some distance to get to him. And he, in fact, he is now the last enemy alive because the IS-32 just got taken out by our Grom. So he fires into the complex from long range. Just taking pot shots. That guy's probably in the bushes trying to spot and shoot at our guys. We haven't... Oh, he's been spotted now. He's gone to the back. So there's no way we can get a shot on him before the end of the game. Our teammates are going to get there before. And in fact, they killed him. It was the Sharpview Tier 4 that got the final kill of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was yet another second-class tanker for Aurorik78 of SAMS in the DBV-152. This time round, he managed to get a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. He got a Hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from at least 4 different enemy tanks or more, and he got the High Caliber for dealing the most damage in that game. 20% of the enemy hit pool, at least 1,000 hit points of damage. And yes, let's have a look at the team scores. Well, we can see that the highest damage was 5,566 to Aurorik78. The second highest damage in the game was the Kampfpanzer 50 ton, who managed 2,552, followed by the Waffenträger Panzer IV of 2,445. When it came to kills, he got the highest number of those as well. Did he? No, he only got 1 kill, unfortunately. The Kampfpanzer 50 got 3 kills. 2 kills went to the mouse, and then Aurorik was alongside all the other players who managed to get a kill in the game with just 1. but only 3 members of the enemy team actually managed to get kills in that game. And one of those turned out to be the T-57 Heavy, who tried to have a go at us. And it looks like he actually hit the muzzle brake on our vehicle, because there's a big dent, or was a big dent in the muzzle brake. So I think he mucked up one of his shots, and that's why he didn't get a penetration. But we do see that the XM57 was quite successful. Even though he only got 1 kill, he did do a fair bit of damage. When it came to base XP, we can see that Aurorik is in 2nd place this time. 897 went to the Kampfer Panzer vom Sieg, and 842 went to Aurorik. Alongside the Type 68, they both got exactly the same base XP out of that game, which of course is quite interesting, because you don't often see tanks get exactly the same base XP in a game, especially when they're right at the top of the table. So well done to the Type 68 for matching Aurorik. But that's joint 2nd place. So you've got 1 top place, 1 in 3rd place, and 1 in 2nd place. He fired only 9 shots again. This time round, 7 direct hits and 7 penetrations. So every shot he fired did do some damage. Or no, actually, every shot that contacted the enemy did damage. That's correct, yes. Because 2 rounds didn't actually hit target. I think one of those was the one he fired at the bush, trying to get the Waffenträger, and of course it just hit the concrete structure. 5,566 hit points of damage, of which 1,745 was at more than 300 meters. The majority of the damage at close range. 6 hits received from the enemy. 4 of them were penetrations, 1 non-penetration. That was the muzzle brake shot. And 1 hit by way of splash damage. That was the Gorilla 15. And I can't think why he actually fired an HE round. He would have been much better off firing a standard AP, because it probably would have gone through. 150 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 3 enemy vehicles spotted, 6 enemy vehicles damaged, and 1 killed. And he got 97 hit points of spotting assist in the game. Now this time round, he earned 68,995 credits. No mission bonus, I'm afraid, for the credits. Got 7 bonds for it being tier 10, and 7,009 experience points out of the game as well, including getting a mission completion of 5,052. Excuse me. So 3 very interesting videos showing that Aurorik is quite comfortable in a tank destroyer as he is in a light tank. Although he has much more experience in a light tank, and of course he teaches light tank technique. I hope you enjoyed all those 3. If you did, please give us a like on the video, and do pass on knowledge of this. So if you want to help your teammates to learn how to play light tanks, do watch our channel, because we have a lot of replays by Aurorik, and they really do explain how to actually play light tank. Hope you enjoyed this lot, and thank you for watching.